Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am joined by the incredible Professor Nick Ward, who is a neurologist at UCL, and he works at the National Hospital Queen Square, which is where I was treated for my first brain injury. So I am incredibly proud and over the moon to be having this conversation with him today. And I think what we're largely here to talk about is, well, brain injury. So let's begin there. Let's talk about from you, from the person who knows better than most, what is a brain injury? Because I know what my experience was, and I know I don't have a particularly scientific way of explaining it. So if you'd like to take us away.
So brain injury is caused by obviously injury to the brain, but the two commonest causes are probably stroke and traumatic brain injury, or TBI. So stroke is caused by interruption of blood flow to a part of the brain, which results in death of a number of cells. And traumatic brain injury is caused by a blow to the head, which usually comes about in a road traffic accident or a fall, or sometimes assault, for example. So the key thing is that in both circumstances, there is damage to a part of the brain, and the symptoms are quite wide and varied, which I think is one of the things that confuses people. If you think of the brain as a wiring diagram, then the symptoms that somebody experiences are essentially going to depend on which wires are broken and which junction boxes are pulled out. So people will typically suffer from problems with movement, so often weakness down one side, problems with communicating, either being able to express themselves or understanding others, but also problems with thinking, so attention, concentration, mood, anxiety, and fatigue. And we can think about those sets of symptoms as kind of symptoms that you can obviously see. So typically inability to move or poor communication. But there's another whole area of symptomatology. So problems with thinking skills, attention, concentration, mood, and fatigue, which we think of as invisible. And I think that's one of the problems that we have in brain injury, that people will suffer from combinations of these. So you don't just get a problem with movement. You could have a problem with movement, but a problem with mood and fatigue at the same time. And it's important that we think about all of those when we decide how best to treat patients.